Hi everyone, this is Dhruv from PhoneArena.com, and today we have with us two very similar phones with a 5.5-inch Full HD display. That is the LG Optimus G Pro and the Lenovo K900. Both the phones were announced way back in January but were released only recently in India. The Optimus G Pro was launched in July while the Lenovo K900 was launched in June. Let's check out how they compete against each other. The LG Optimus G Pro has a solid glass front and back supported by a solid and heavy metal rim at the center, while the Lenovo K900 has an all-metal build with a rectangular slab-like design. The Optimus G Pro is shorter, less wide, but considerably thicker than the Lenovo K900 despite having the same 5.5-inch display. It also weighs 10 grams more than the K900. On the front of the phones, above the display, we have the earpiece and the front cameras along with ambient and proximity sensors on the right side on the G Pro, while the front camera is on the left of the earpiece on the K900. The earpiece is along the top edge on the G Pro. On the Optimus G Pro, below the display, we have a physical home button surrounded by an LED light with capacitive touch keys on either side, but on the K900 there is no physical key. All capacitive touch keys work with a unique home icon. The positioning of keys is similar with only the power lock key on the right side on both the phones, while on the K900 we have a micro SIM card slot as well. The bottom of the G Pro has the micro USB port and the microphone, while the K900 has a 3.5mm audio jack in addition to the micro USB port and the microphone. On the left side we have the volume rocker and the customizable Q slide key on the G Pro, while we have just the volume rocker on the K900. The top of the Optimus G Pro has the 3.5mm audio jack, IR blaster and the secondary microphone, while there is nothing at the top of the K900. Moving to the back of the phone, we find a lot of differences in terms of design and the materials used. On both the devices, there is a 13-megapixel camera along with a single LED flash in the G Pro and a dual LED flash on the K900. The secondary microphone is right next to the camera on the K900. The glossy back of the G Pro is made of glass and is extremely fingerprint prone, but the solid 2-metal build of the K900 doesn't attract much fingerprints. The Optimus G Pro has a removable battery cover, and beneath the cover we find a hot swappable micro SD card slot and a micro SIM card slot. Overall, the LG Optimus G Pro and the K900 have a good finish and solid build quality, but because of the glossy materials of the Optimus G Pro, it feels slightly slippery, while the K900 feels very solid because of the rectangular and solid metal build. However, its big footprint makes it tough to hold in the hand. Moving on to the display. The display is an area where both the devices are very similar and sport a 5.5-inch Full HD display with a pixel density of 401 ppi. The Optimus G Pro has a true IPS Plus display, while the K900 has a regular IPS panel. Both the displays are sharp, crisp and have amazing colors. The Lenovo K900 has slightly better viewing angles, and the colors tend to be much truer on the K900 than on the G Pro. The G Pro has higher brightness levels, but it looks slightly oversaturated and unreal when compared with the Lenovo K900. We found that the Lenovo K900 has a slightly better display in terms of truer color reproduction. The major differentiating factors between the two phones is the processor. The LG Optimus G Pro is powered by a 1.7 GHz quad-core Snapdragon 600 system on chip. It has 2 GB of RAM and an Adreno 320 GPU, while the Lenovo K900 is powered by a 2 GHz dual-core Intel Atom Z2580 chip. It has 2 GB of RAM and graphics are taken care of by the PowerVR SGX 544 GPU. The Optimus G Pro has 16 and 32 GB variants, while the K900 has just 16 GB of internal storage. Out of the 16 GB, the Optimus G Pro has 10.11 GB available, while the K900 has 4.68 GB for apps, out of which 1.17 GB is available, and 9.77 GB of user-accessible memory. The LG Optimus G Pro has a micro SD card slot for expansion, and this is missing in the K900. Out of 2 GB in both the phones, the G Pro has around 1781 MB of usable RAM, while the K900 has 1.9 GB usable, and the G Pro has 1.2 GB RAM free when the device is idle. On the other hand, the K900 has just 1 GB of free RAM when the device is idle. The faster processor and more RAM give the LG Optimus G Pro an upper hand in terms of performance. Both the phones are super fast and you will hardly notice the difference in day-to-day usage. Let's check out how the phones perform in the Quadrant and Antutu benchmarks. Now let's take a look at some other benchmarks. Both phones have a 13 megapixel camera at the back and the G Pro has a 2.1 megapixel camera at the front. On the other hand, the K900 has a 2 megapixel camera at the front. Both phones can record 1080p videos at 30 frames per second and stereo sound from both the cameras. The camera interface on both the phones has a lot of skinning from the manufacturers. Both the phones have separate display screens for photographs and video shooting. The K900 has a lot of filters compared to the Optimus G Pro. Various shooting modes like HDR and panorama can also be found on both the devices. In terms of image quality, the Optimus G Pro was much better with lower noise, more details, better contrast and truer colors. Moving on to the software features of the two phones, the LG Optimus G Pro runs on Android 4.1.2 and has a lot of LG optimizations like different UI elements and features like Q apps. These Q apps include browser, calculator, memos and can be placed anywhere on the screen, even inside certain apps. A maximum of 2 Q apps can be opened at a time. In addition to that, LG has also given the G Pro a note-taking app that reminds us of the Galaxy Note 2's S Note app. The G Pro also has an option to support single-handed usage in apps like messaging, dialer. Any such customization is absent of the K900 and we only get skinned versions of basic apps. In terms of software, the LG Optimus G Pro is ahead of the K900 with a lot of software goodies. We found that gaming on the Optimus G Pro was excellent, but not that smooth on the K900. The fluidic smoothness of the G Pro is missing in the K900. The Optimus G Pro has a 3140 mAh battery pack, while the K900 makes do with a 2500 mAh battery pack. In terms of battery life, the bigger battery on the G Pro is definitely better. Connectivity options on both the devices includes the standard Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, 3G, Wi-Fi Direct and micro USB connectivity. NFC and IR Blaster are exclusive to the G Pro. Also, the G Pro has support for Wi-Fi 802.11 AC, which is not there on the K900. The LG Optimus G Pro is a very good device overall with great internals and good build quality, while the K900 is an equally if not better built device. The LG Optimus Pro retails for Rs 39,000 while the Lenovo K900 is available for Rs 26,000. The K900 offers a much better built metal device with an excellent display. The extra price for the Optimus G Pro offers a better gaming experience, performance, a better camera and better software features. If you enjoyed this video, please do hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.